Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mastering English with Podcasts. I'm Razel, your female host.
And I'm Ricky, your male host. Today, we're diving into a very common issue. I can understand English but can't speak fluently. Why?
That's right, Ricky. This is something many learners experience. They can listen and understand English quite well, but when it comes to speaking, they feel stuck or nervous.
Absolutely, Razel. There are several reasons why this happens. One main reason is the lack of practice. People often focus more on listening and reading, but they don't spend enough time speaking.
Exactly. Another reason is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid of sounding silly or being judged, so they avoid speaking altogether.
Yes, that's a big one. And let's not forget about vocabulary. Sometimes, even if you understand a lot of words, you might not be confident in using them in conversation.
True, Ricky. And pronunciation can be another barrier. If learners aren't sure how to pronounce words correctly, they might hesitate to speak.
So, what can we do to overcome these challenges, Razel?
Well, one effective way is to practice speaking regularly, even if it's just a few minutes each day. Try to find a language partner or join a conversation club.
Great advice. Also, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. It's part of the process.
Yes, embracing mistakes is crucial. Another tip is to learn phrases and sentences instead of just individual words. This helps informing complete thoughts more naturally.
Good point, Razel. And working on your pronunciation can really boost your confidence. Try mimicking native speakers, watching movies, or using language apps.
These are excellent tips, Ricky. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mastering English with Podcasts, for more helpful content like this.
Yes, please subscribe. We've got a lot more coming your way. Now, let's move on to our next segment where we answer some audience questions.
Audience questions.
All right, we're heading into the audience questions segment. Now let's dive into some questions from our audience. Our first question is from Maria in Spain.
Hi, Razel and Ricky. My name is Maria, and I'm from Spain. I understand English well, but struggle to speak it fluently. How can I improve my speaking skills?
Hi, Maria. Thanks for your question. One way to improve your speaking skills is to practice regularly. Try to find a language partner or join a conversation club. Speaking with others will help you become more comfortable and confident.
Also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become.
And remember to think in English rather than translating from your native language. This will help you speak more naturally.
Great question, Maria. Our next question is from Ahmed in Egypt.
Hi, Razel and Ricky. I'm Ahmed from Egypt. I have trouble with my pronunciation. What can I do to improve it?
Hi, Ahmed. Improving pronunciation takes practice. One effective method is to listen to native speakers as much as possible and try to mimic their speech patterns, intonation, and rhythm.
Yes, and you can use language learning apps that focus on pronunciation. Record yourself speaking and compare it to native speakers. This can help you identify areas where you need improvement.
Watching movies and repeating the dialogue can also be very helpful. And don't forget to practice regularly.
Excellent tips, Ricky. Our third question is from Lee in China.
Hi, I'm Lee from China. I feel very nervous when speaking English. How can I overcome this?
Hi, Lee. Feeling nervous is very common. One way to overcome this is to start speaking in a comfortable environment, like with friends or family who are supportive.
Yes, and practice regularly to build your confidence. The more you speak, the less nervous you'll feel over time. Try to focus on the message you want to convey rather than worrying about making mistakes.
Also, remember that everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. It's perfectly normal and nothing to be embarrassed about.
Great advice, Ricky. Our next question is from Carlos in Brazil.
Hi, Razel and Ricky. I'm Carlos from Brazil. I understand a lot of English vocabulary, but I find it hard to use them in conversation. What can I do?
Hi, Carlos. This is a common issue. One way to tackle it is by learning phrases and sentences instead of just individual words. This helps in forming complete thoughts more naturally.
Yes, and try to use new vocabulary in sentences as soon as you learn it. Practice using these words in different contexts. This will help you remember them and make them a part of your active vocabulary.
Engaging in regular conversations will also help. The more you practice, the easier it will become to recall and use new vocabulary.
Great tips, Ricky. Our final question is from Sarah in Canada.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Canada. I often get stuck when trying to form sentences in English. How can I improve my sentence structure?
Hi, Sarah. Improving sentence structure takes practice. Start by writing sentences in English regularly. This will help you get used to forming sentences correctly.
Yes, and reading English books, articles, and other materials can also help. Pay attention to how sentences are structured and try to mimic that in your own writing and speaking.
Another good practice is to break down complex sentences into simpler parts. This can help you understand the structure better and make it easier to form sentences.
Excellent advice, Ricky. And remember, everyone, practice is key. Keep practicing and you'll see improvement over time.
Thanks for all the great questions. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mastering English with Podcasts, for more tips and answers to your questions.
Absolutely, Ricky. And remember, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Now let's talk about the vocabulary and phrases we used in this discussion.
Vocabulary Builder.
Overcome.
Overcome generally means to succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty, or to defeat an opponent.
Here are some synonyms for overcome. Conquer, defeat, vanquish, triumph over. Let's see examples for the word overcome.
Examples.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hey Tom, I finally overcame my fear of flying.
That's great. How did you overcome it?
I took a course to help overcome anxiety.
Impressive! I'm trying to overcome my fear of public speaking.
You'll overcome it, Tom. Keep practicing.
That was a great conversation on overcoming challenges. Let's move on to the next word. Nervous.
Nervous means feeling worried, anxious, or uneasy, often about something that is going to happen or that might happen.
Here are some synonyms for nervous. Anxious, uneasy, apprehensive, jittery, restless. Let's see examples for the word nervous.
Examples.
Hi, Emma, you look nervous.
Hey, Alex, I'm nervous about my presentation.
Why are you nervous? You're always great.
I know, but I still get nervous every time.
It's normal to feel nervous. You'll do fine.
Thanks, Alex. I hope I can calm my nerves.
That was a great conversation about nervous word. Let's move on to the next word, embarrass.
Embarrass means to cause someone to feel awkward, self-conscious, or ashamed.
Here are some synonyms for embarrass: humiliate, shame, mortify, disconcert. Let's see examples for the word embarrass.
Examples.
Tom, I have to tell you something, but it might embarrass you.
Oh, now I'm curious. What could be so embarrassing?
Remember last week's party? You accidentally wore your pajamas.
Oh no, that's embarrassing. I thought it was a casual gathering.
Everyone had a good laugh though.
That was a great conversation between Tom and Sarah on embarrass. Let's move on to phrases used in today's conversations.
Let's practice using phrases.
Ricky, our first phrase is breakdown.
Breakdown can mean to analyze, dissect, or examine something in detail, typically into smaller parts or components.
Other words for breakdown include collapse, disintegrate, fall apart, crumble, decompose, fragment, shatter, deteriorate, decay, and disassemble.
Let us see examples using phrase breakdown.
Examples.
Jack, I need your help. Can you break down this math problem for me?
Sure, Emily. Let's break down the steps together. First, we identify the variables.
Okay, then what's next?
Next, we apply the formula. Let's break it down step by step.
That was a great example for the phrase breakdown. Let's move on to next phrase used in today conversations. Instead of.
Instead of is a phrase used to indicate a choice between two options, where one option is chosen in place of another. It signifies a preference or substitution of one thing or action for another.
It implies a decision to opt for an alternative or different course of action than the one initially considered or expected.
Here are some synonyms for instead of, rather than in place of, as an alternative to, in lieu of.
Let us see example using phrases instead of.
Examples.
Mark, instead of going out tonight, do you want to cook dinner together?
That sounds great, Emma. Instead of pasta, how about we try making homemade pizza?
Sure, let's do that. Instead of ordering dessert, we can bake cookies for a change.
Sure, let's give it a shot.
That was a great conversation between Mark and Emma.
Yes, it was. And that's all for today's episode on I Can Understand English but Can't Speak Fluently. For more helpful tips and discussions, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mastering English with Podcasts.
Stay tuned for future episodes where we dive deeper into mastering spoken English. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for updates and more valuable content.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep practicing and improving your English skills.